Hello. Today, very fun day. Today, we're going to be going to the class that Scott Rao has commissioned called an all levels roasting class. In this class, it's in Newport Beach at Common Room Roasters, just to kind of share my experience of this. Like, is it worth it? What is it? So I'm just going to be as transparent as I can be. I'm going to try to learn everything I can. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm definitely excited for it. I've kind of put it out of my mind for a while because so many things have been happening. But today it feels like it's 2020 now. It's like everybody's coming out of the fog of the holidays. Definitely feels like that. So I'm going to pack light. I'm going to try and just be really present. I'm not going to worry about taking notes because in this class, I'm going to be going to the live session, but he also is going to be streaming it to Facebook. So I feel like there's no need for me to really take notes, just to be present there for it's a 3-hour lecture. We're going to talk about and I've been reading Scott Rao's roasting book. So it's going to be great to take all the things that I'm learning here, all my experience with my new roaster. I do feel like I've got a hang on it. So now it's time to really take it to the next step and refine and refine and refine and just keep doing that, which I'm super excited for. So I'm going to really try to be a blank slate, not try to bring too much like, well, I do it this way. How is it? I want to just see. I want to absorb. I want to be a sponge today and really just be present with it. So it's a 3-hour lecture. I'm going to talk about, I think I skipped over this, roast defects. We're going to talk about refining the machine, roast curve, ROR, flicks and crashes and things like this. I'm so excited because that I feel like when you've got the basics down and you understand to take it from green to roasted, now it starts to be this like really nitpicky fun part and start thinking about the theory and what you want in the cup later on. So I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this day to kind of unleash all of the passion that I have about coffee because I've been suppressing it. I've just been like so focused, trying really hard to be focused on my job and family and myself, trying to recover and be just do the things that happens when it's a holidays in the new year. So I'll take you along. Let's go. Okay, Ellie, welcome back. Just got back from Common Room Roasters. Here's my feedback. So much. So helpful, so technical, so nuanced, and definitely worth it. Okay, so here's the layout. I didn't record very much during the time. I was trying very hard to be present, and it wasn't really my concern to network or anything like that, even though I ran into the Tired Eyes guy. That was pretty cool. And another roaster from Go Get 'em Tiger, and another roaster roasting on a 500 kilogram roaster. BLKcity kilogram roaster. So that was pretty cool. So there was literally even the roaster of Common Room Roasters in there learning with us, asking questions. So it really was an all levels roasting class. You do need to have a bit of knowledge going into this course or this workshop. A lot of the lingo that's being thrown around, you will not kind of be on that level if you don't have a bit of experience just roasting. So using things like the terms like soak or like people use a lot of terms to explain things that they're doing in their roast, and if you're not a bit experienced about going through each level of roasting and have done it quite a little bit, have a little bit experience, it will be, I think, hard to really latch on to what people are saying or even the questions that they're asking. So fortunately, I think it was For me, I wasn't 100% like locked into what everybody was talking about. Sometimes people use different terms for different things, and that's the thing with coffee roasting. There's not a very consistent consensus in terms of the lingo being used there, but for the most part, if you have some experience, I'd say you can kind of understand for the most part what everybody's talking about. And you can always be like, oh, can you clarify what do you mean by crash, or taper off, or you get kind of like in the weeds about the words that you use. I was able to ask specific questions about what was going on with what I'm dealing with my 1 kilogram roaster. And then as I could just sit there and absorb and not be too concerned about asking questions, a lot of the questions that I did had were just answered in the lecture itself. So things like how to preheat, or when to charge temperature, how does density affect charge temperature, a lot of things like that. So a lot of little, very like little questions that kind of came up that gave me really big drastic I guess results that could give me pretty drastic results in my roasting, which I thought was pretty cool. In the beginning of the class, you go right into tasting. So right away he has the roast defect kit laid out for you, which basically he'll give you samples of what an underdeveloped, a baked, and a good roast is, and so that you could taste that and maybe see. I haven't received mine in the mail yet, so I'll just be sort of monitoring that for a bit. And then of course the whole thing was live recorded, but then the live video like cut off 3 times, so there's actually there was a separation in video, and so there was some technical difficulties for those who were viewing outside of the live class. But that will be available to me and the rest of the class for at least a month, which I think is pretty cool. And what's also really cool is that you can upload and share some of your your artisan or cropster data curves, and he'll be in there in this group for at least a month, giving you feedback and trying to make you a better roaster. The big thing about today was not about how you can complicate your roast, but simply how you can simplify a roast and how you can make your life easier as a roaster based on all the variables that go into roasting. And so that was his big sort of underlying, I think, message is how can you make your life simpler as a roaster to get the best, most consistent product at the end of it. And yeah, I thought it was very helpful. So that was my review. We are also going to taste this and maybe taste it, cup it against, what I'm doing. And these guys are in Newport Beach. Very cool. This is the first time I've been here. Cup it against the things that I'm doing, and I'll be roasting. An order came in while we were in class, so I'll be roasting this Monday with all this new knowledge, and then just trying to get to that deeper level of understanding with the roasting. But thank you for watching. That was my feedback. Not too much details about how all that goes down, but if you have the opportunity and you're at that level where you're like, cool, I understand the basics, but how do we take this to a deeper understanding, a deeper level of quality and consistency with your roasting, then I would definitely try to check out a class. And if he's in your town, like, go in person. That's way cooler. Some people brought their roasting books to have them signed by Scott, and I was like, dang, I should have done that. That would have been kind of cool. But he kind of doesn't seem like the person to, I don't know if that tickles his fancy or something, but I was like, I mean, I've done this before in podcasting circles where you idolize this person, you want their autograph, you want a selfie with them and all this, and I was just like, I mean, I'm very appreciative of what Scott has put together, and I respect who he is and all that stuff, but I'm kind of over that fangirling thing. Even though it was still cool. It was still cool. I read your book, and now I'm, in front of you, and I'm learning from you in person. That's still a great experience. It's just like going to a concert versus listening to a CD. But yeah, I didn't feel the need to do that extra bit of social media proof or something like that. But I definitely learned a lot. thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here on the Black City Coffee Vlog. And we will see you in the next time when we are roasting and tasting and doing all the fun things about coffee. All right. See you next time. Bye.